Hello and welcome to Nirmal Bang, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hital Daria. We have with us Ria Singh, technical analyst, currencies joining in. Ria, welcome to the show. Let's start with regards to where the pound is concerned. It's maintained its status more and rallied the most in 2021. What do you make of it and how do you see it moving?
Yes. Now, if you see the rally of the pound, I think one can definitely expect further upside, taking into consideration how the UK is handling its economic rebound from the COVID-19 crisis. So, if you look at the whole UK's vaccination program, uh, uh, it has unlocked a significant amount of consumer spending, which has been directed towards the optimistic growth of the UK altogether, as well as to get the consumer spending elevated again. So this has put in quite a good and optimistic growth forecast for the UK economy, as well as Bank of England has also chipped in into the optimistic growth forecast as well. So, just looking at the numbers, the progress that it has done on the vaccine rollout, uh, the Bank of England has projected a GDP growth for the quarter to be around 14.2%, which is a jump of around 4.2% from the previous estimation that the Bank of England has given. So, this has definitely uh, put in the the bullish sentiment into the pound in the recent sessions. So going forward, I think the development with respect to the vaccination rollouts, the positive revision of the of the economic growth forecast, as well as the odds of cutting interest rate further has been lowered significantly. So all these three factors will definitely be supportive for the pound in the coming session.
Right, so that's with regards to where the pound goes. Simultaneously, the euro is lagging as compared to the pound. What would you do with regards to where the euro is concerned?
I think the euro has come under a significant pressure with the whole pandemic situation. This has forced into the uh, lower end of the euro. Obviously, it was on quite a high if you look at the previous sessions, where obviously it was hurting the trade, the whole trade persona of the euro altogether, because there is a quite there are countries which are export oriented. So obviously ECB did pull out I think the buying of the euro in the nearing sessions, as well as if you look at the whole vaccination drive. Now obviously the strength and the economy, the strength of any currency and the economy has been now quite looked at as to how the vaccination of the uh, how the drive the country is putting forward to with respect to the vaccination rollout, and what is the whole uh, fiscal infusion that it is doing with respect to the economic recovery. So Europe is quite lagging behind into this perspective, where it has only done around three doses of vaccine per 100 people, whereas if you look at the numbers that have been put forward from the UK and US, it has been around 16 to 11 doses per 100 people. So obviously Europe has been lagging behind with the vaccination lag. So this has put in the dent of the positive outlook for the eurozone altogether. So obviously, the only positive stance that you can look forward to for the euro will be the hawkish stance that the ECB has provided, and in its recent statements, as well as if the ECB does not accelerate the pace of the bond purchases going forward. As far as the whole tension with respect to the Italy has settled in, and if it manages to avoid the fresh elections in the near term, it will work quite a positive on the whole outlook of the debt into the Italy altogether. So this going forward, I think the positive rally for the Europe will be a very much halted one.
Right. So that's with regards to where the euro and pound go. What would your outlook be with regards where the dollar is concerned from here on?
Dollar has actually lost quite a bit in the yesterday's session. On the news, as there has been quite an investment made into the Bitcoin from the Tesla company of around $1.5 billion. That's a huge amount to be invested into a currency, into a cryptocurrency which does not have a leg or a hand or an underlying asset to get related to. So this has actually, if you look at the overall surge, it is around 20%. So this has worked into a negative factor for the dollar. Plus, if you look at the data that has come forward from the US non-farm data and such, it has been quite dampening into the strength of the dollar. So I think dollar remains weak for the coming sessions. If you talk about the dollar index, I think the moment it breach a quite sentiment support of 91. It did pave the rally for the bearish leg. So I think 90 to 89, 90 is what the dollar index can test in the coming days.
Right. And that's with regards to where the dollar index goes. Now, moving on, Ria, very lastly, if you have to see with regards to where the Japanese yen goes, what would your view be?
So Japanese yen has gained on back of the weakening of the dollar to quite an extent. Plus, there has been a good news into the economy altogether, where the consumer spending have increased by 0.9% as compared to what the forecast was, which was negative 1.9%. So that is quite a positive news that has come into the Japan economy altogether. Even their domestic capital market has gained. So this has quite a paved way for the Japanese yen, and the reason why we saw quite an gap up into the Japanese yen altogether. So I think momentarily Japanese yen will hold the positive leg.
Right. And with all of this, what would the strategies be that you would want to recommend?
The strategies that one can go for in the coming sessions will be to go long into the JPY, buy on dip around 69.75, 69.68, keep a stop loss of 69.50, and you can go for a target of 70 to 70.10. Go long into Euro INR as well. There will be a momentarily bullish leg that can come into the domestic pair. So buy Euro INR around 88.30, 88.26. Keep a strict SL of 88 for the target of 88.55, 88.70. Pound remains bullish for us. So go long on the pound INR above 100.65 for the target of 100.85, 101 with a stop loss at 100.45. As far as rupee is concerned, I think rupee is lagging behind when it is coming to momentum and volatility. We are seeing quite a strong support at 70 to 90 into the rupee. It has bounced back from those levels if you see in the past three sessions as well. So I think the probability of rupee going above 73 is uh, uh, far better than it going on a dip. So you can buy 73 call into the USD INR at around 0.22. Keep a strict SL at 0.10 and target at 0.40, 0.50. This is a monthly expiry of 24th Feb 2021.
Right, so these are core strategies that one should be following as well. Thank you, Ria, so much for joining us on the show. Thank you, participants, as well.
Thank you, Viren.